Good afternoon and welcome into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. My name is Adam Birch and this is the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body. For the highest quality work and hassle-free customer service, let J&J take away your stress. That's J&J Truck and Auto Body on East Philadelphia Street in Rapid City. Final day and final game here at the 47th Annual Firecracker Tournament here in Rapid City, South Dakota. It features your Rapid City Post 22 Hardhats against the Premier West Cardinals. These two did battle in the Hardhats' first game, Premier West's first game, and Premier West took the victory 7-2 on Thursday evening. And really propelled Premier West with some momentum to start this tournament. The Hardhats ended up following that loss with 3 more losses before coming out with a victory last night. So they're 1-4 coming into play. Premier West also 1-4 coming into play here at the Firecracker. Their lone win coming against Post 22. Post 22 last night faced a good squad from Terre Haute, Indiana, and defeated Terre Haute 2-0 on a great pitching performance all around from Palmer Jacobs, who went 3 2/3. Peyton Tipton went 2 2/3. And Wyatt Anderson finished the ball game off, recording the final 2 outs of that ball game last night. And that's who the Hardhats sent to the mound today, Wyatt Anderson. Today's starting lineups are built by Connect Home Center. Whether it's residential or commercial, Connect Home Center has been your hometown lumberyard since 1928. For the Premier West Cardinals, the visitors, on the scoreboard, it's Jake Watkins, the center fielder, who leads things off. Toby Trujillo, the left fielder, bats second. The catcher, Max Hurdle, bats third, followed by Blake Dale, the shortstop, in the cleanup spot. Aiden Johnson, the third baseman, bats fifth. Dalton Berg, the right fielder, sixth. First baseman Owen Randall bats seventh. A.J. Mata, the designated hitter, bats eighth. And Carson Gabbert, the second baseman, bats ninth for Premier West. They go up against, as mentioned, Wyatt Anderson on the mound here today. On the other side, the Post 22 Hardhats, they send Jed Jensen to the plate first. He's the center fielder here this afternoon, followed by Amarian Saylor, the left fielder, and Dylan Marsh, the second baseman, bats third. Harrison Good, the right fielder, bats in the cleanup spot, followed by Lee Negebauer at first base, batting fifth. Alex Dietrich is the designated hitter. He bats sixth. Riker Henny, the third baseman, seventh. Philip Benson does the catching. He will bat eighth. And Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop, bats ninth for the Post 22 Hardhats out of Rapid City. And the Hardhats go up against a familiar foe on the mound. His name is Dylan Huddle. He pitched in the game back on Thursday night and pitched very well. Looking at his numbers, Huddle went 3 2/3, allowing 2 runs on 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. And then Aiden Johnson finished the ball game off going 3 1/3, allowing no runs, no hits, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. So they might have that combination ready and waiting to go once again today against these Post 22 Hardhats. As our lineups being announced on the field, we'll take a quick step aside. Our color guard will present the colors, and we'll have today's national anthem for the final day of the Firecracker Tournament here in Rapid City. Stick around, folks, and we'll return for the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. And happy Independence Day to you and yours out there listening wherever you are at. We hope you have a happy and safe Independence Day. And happy birthday, America. Let's set today's keys to the game. They are brought to you by Dakota Discount RV. Find the key to building lasting family memories with a new or pre-owned RV from Dakota Discount RV. Take a look at their great selection of RVs at 2 locations. Dakota Discount RV is across from Cabela's and also on JB Road in Blackhawk. Key number 1 tonight, have fun. This team has plenty of pressure on their backs. Being the host of this tournament, they got a victory last night and able to lift a little bit of that pressure, but overall this game of baseball is there to have fun, and today's game is just that. Key number 2, throw strikes. You can't win without throwing strikes, and the Hardhats against Premier West on Thursday walked 8 batters in that ball game. They did strike out a total of 9, but they walked 8. And key number 3 is to hit the ball. The gates were lifted a little bit yesterday against Terre Haute, able to hit the ball a little bit better against Terre Haute, but still only amassed 2 runs, but able to get a little bit of momentum and going last night, and they ended up finishing with 4 hits. They were actually out hit 6-4, so still just a total of 14 hits here at the Firecracker tournament. And the Hardhats looking to really just have fun here this afternoon. They played their final game here at the Firecracker this afternoon before tomorrow an off day, and then they travel to Pierre against a tough Post 8 team on Wednesday before they travel to Minnesota and for the Gopher Classic, and that will be played. Their host site is Edina, Minnesota, on what will start at 9 a.m. on Friday, the Gopher Classic. So lots of baseball to be had on this upcoming week, and the Hardhats looking for any sort of momentum going into the Gopher tournament. That's a grueling tournament, just like this Firecracker and Omaha. And to have them come Omaha, Firecracker, Gopher in back-to-back-to-back weeks, it's just a grind of this part of the season. So this is a young Hardhats club that is really still finding their own and looking to gather any sort of momentum they can against very quality competition throughout the next really week and a half. Ceremonial tap of the Hardhats around Wyatt Anderson. And we are set for baseball here in Rapid City. Jake Watkins to lead things off. He's the center fielder, and he bats from the left side. Anderson, the right-hander, on the mound. Recorded the final 2 outs of last night's ball game against Terre Haute. And he misses the outside edge for ball 1. First pitch at 5:14 local mountain time underway here in Rapid City. Home plate umpire this afternoon is Terry Lundeen as Anderson misses outside ball 2. Our field umpire is Yogi Milslegel. 2 balls and no strikes on Jake Watkins. Here's the 2-0, and it hits the outside edge, called strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. Anderson into the zone for the first time. Will set his defense behind him as the 2-1 is fouled straight back off the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the outfield, it's Amarian Saylor in left field, Jed Jensen, the center fielder, and Harrison Good in right field. Anderson set and ready for the 2-2. Kicks and deals, and another foul ball left side and out of play. Over beyond the berm area, behind the Hardhats dugout. Across the infield, Riker Henny at third base, Wilson Kiefer the shortstop, Dylan Marsh the second baseman, and Lee Nagebauer the first baseman. Anderson misses outside, ball 3. The count runs full 3-2. Philip Bentz doing the catching. Payoff pitch misses up and away, ball 4. And a leadoff walk drawn by Jake Watkins of Premier West. Here's Toby Trujillo. Runner on first, nobody out. Scoreless top of the first. Anderson works slowly out of the stretch and working in the stretch here with the runner on. And he misses downstairs, blocked by Bentz beyond the plate for ball 1. Just underway here in Rapid City. Final game of the Firecracker tournament for both of these two clubs. And technically this is the 7th and 8th place game here this afternoon. Both teams enter at 1 and 4. 2-0 to Trujillo. A fly ball right at Amarian Saylor underneath of it. And he makes the grab, staring into the sunshine with his sunglasses for out number 1. One left fielder flies out to the other. And it brings up the catcher, Max Hurdle. Anderson on the season on the mound, 47 1/3. This is his 10th start, 13th appearance. Pickoff move to first, and back in safely is Watkins. A 3-2 record, 1 save and 1 opportunity. 35 hits, 30 runs, but only 16 earned runs. First pitch to Hurdle, swung on and missed. The throw down to second is in time. They got him. Watkins caught stealing. 2-4. And a leadoff base runner is erased. That's out number 2. Great throw by Philip Bentz. A one bouncer right to Dylan Marsh. Easy tag. It beat Watkins to the bag easily. Popped up on the right side. Foul territory. Nagebauer runs out of room, and it lands on the concourse area. It's still 0-2. Anderson 50 strikeouts to 32 walks, 8 hit batters, and a 2.37 ERA coming into play. The 0-2. Breaking ball, just missed the inside edge. A ball and 2 strikes. He will not bat for himself in the lineup. Alex Dietrich is the designated hitter who will bat for Anderson. The 1-2, bouncer right side, sliding attempt by Marsh. It's off his glove and he'll just hang on to it as Hurdle beats out the play. Marsh had to slide to his right, so that'll most likely be an infield single, and it is. A 2-out infield single at that. But Marsh able to keep that one in the infield. Here's the four-bat of Blake Dale, the shortstop. He bats from the right side. Lead at first, and Anderson hits the bottom of the zone at the knees, 0-1. Anderson a peek at first as he twirls the baseball behind his back, set at his right ear. Sidesteps and deals, and the breaking ball called strike 2. Right at the knees once again, 0-2. Runner on first, 2 gone, scoreless top of the first. Runner takes off for second, and it's called strike 3 at the knees. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Blake Dale goes down on 3 pitches to end the top of the first. Hardhats to bat for the first time after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are your community. We are your neighbors. Our family of doctors are invested in our community. At Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, we are honored to help you along the journey from injury to recovery. You have a choice with Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. Bottom of inning number one, we're scoreless after one half inning of play between Premier West and your Post 22 Hardhats. The Hardhats face Dylan Huddle, the southpaw, on the mound. They faced him in game one of this Firecracker. They face him in the final game of the Firecracker. And the southpaw in that first ball game went 3 2/3, allowed 2 runs, both earned on 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Really, the reliever, Aiden Johnson, who went 3 1/3 and no hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks, looked a little bit better. But Huddle, the starter, here to face the Hardhats. He faces Jed Jensen to lead things off. Jed Jensen bats from the right side, coming in batting 188. 9 hits and 48 at-bats, and most of those have been pinch hit at-bats. Getting the start here in center field here this afternoon. Set for the bottom of the first. Huddle into the line on the far third base side, and Jensen pops it up right side out of play. It's strike one. So Anderson faces 4 in the top of the first. It'll be Jensen, Amarian Saylor, and Dylan Marsh, the 3 scheduled. The 0-1, chopper up the third base line. That's a fair ball, but it spins foul. And Jensen will drop back to the plate. Has plenty of speed, a great athlete, Jed Jensen. Would have beat that one out. Instead, it's just strike 2. And he'll step back in on the right side. Ready again, and the 0-2. This is a touch low, a ball and 2 strikes. Set the defense for Premier West. In the outfield, Toby Trujillo, Jake Watkins, and Dalton Berg. That's left to right. And the infield after the 1-2. Half swing, he's tagged out. The appeal to first, he went around, and that's out number 1.
And play 13, Amarian Saylor.
Brings up Amarian Saylor. On the infield for Premier West, it's Aiden Johnson at third base, Blake Dale, the shortstop, Carson Gabbert, the second baseman, and Owen Randall, the first baseman. Saylor lines one into the right field corner. That one will bounce and roll all the way to the wall. Saylor rounds first, but he might not have touched first base, and he will just go back to first. It looked like he missed the bag, and instead of at least a double, Saylor has to be content with a single. Brings up Dylan Marsh. Max Hurdle, the catcher, the other half of the battery mate for Dylan Huddle on the mound. Pickoff move to first. Amarian Saylor dives into second, and he's out at second. No, he's safe at second, they say. The ball came out of the glove. And Sailor is safe at second. He was picked off on going on first movement by the southpaw. Just a straight sprint to second, and the throw beat him. 1-3-6, but it popped out of the glove of the shortstop, Blake Dale. So a runner on second with one out. Here's Dylan Marsh. He pops it up right side. It's out of play. 0-1. Marsh in the 3 spot, batting at .298 on the season, 17 hits in 57 at-bats. Huddle set, kicks and deals the 0-1. Line drive high and deep to left field. Back is the left fielder Trujillo, and he can't make the grab. It's just a single. Was it bobbled in left field? Could not, yeah, it's an error on the left fielder. So runners on first and second for Harrison Good. 1 out. Runner takes off for third. Sailor will be in there standing up. Tough play to first, and Harrison Good beats it out. An infield bunt single for Harrison Good, and it'll be bases loaded for Lee Negebauer. Negebauer in his first at-bats as a hard hat last night, well, he went 1 for 3. A single and a run scored in the 4th inning, and drove the ball well in 2 out of his 3 at-bats. First pitch misses downstairs, ball 1. Left-handed bat of Negebauer at the plate. He drove one to dead center field, pretty deep in his first at-bat before the single. The 1-0 outside edge called strike 1, even count 1 ball, 1 strike. And Huddle has not thrown that many pitches in this first inning. Strike 2 called on the outer edge, and now a ball and 2 strikes. That was just his 11th. Already bases loaded, 1 out. The 1-2 to Negebauer. Chopper right side, the second baseman fields to flip to second for 1, over to first, wild throw, and Negebauer's trying for second. A run comes in to score, make it 2, and Negebauer to second on the error. It's 2-0 Hardhats. So Sailor and Marsh both score fairly easily. Harrison Good out on the fielder's choice for out number 2. Alex Dietrich at the plate, runner on second, 2 gone. First pitch to Dietrich, misses high for ball 1. Rapid City in their all gray uniforms with Rapid City in cursive lettering across the chest, with a line below that all in navy blue, and then a red number below the letters. Dietrich down to a knee, he fouls the 1-0 back to the backstop, even count 1 ball, 1 strike. A red number on their back as well, with a navy blue stripe down the side of their gray pant leg. The 1-1 outside, 2 balls and a strike. For Premier West, they're in their navy blue tops. Premier West across the chest in white trim, navy blue letters. Dietrich pops it up, right side and out of play. So an even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A runner on second, 2 gone, 2-0 Hardhats early on. White pants to go along with those navy blue tops. Dietrich ready, as well as Huddle for the 2-2. He kicks and deals, and Dietrich a line drive, base hit over to the leaping third baseman into left field. Dietrich will round first. He digs for second. The throw comes in. He dives in safely at second. It's an RBI double for Alex Dietrich, and it's 3-0 Hardhats. Now Riker Henny. Runner on second. Dietrich replaces Negebauer. For Riker Henny, and Henny goes after the first pitch. It's a pop-up on the right side of the infield. The first baseman, Randall, underneath of it, and he puts a squeeze on it for out number 3. Hardhats on the board first. They scored 3 in the opening inning of play, and it's 3-0 Hardhats as we head to inning number 2. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. 3-0. The Hardhats lead after 1 inning of play. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Premier West against Wyatt Anderson. And Anderson, it's the zone at the knees on a called strike 1 on Aiden Johnson, the third baseman. Anderson working with Benz. He kicks and deals the 0-1. Breaking ball bouncer up the middle. Backhand stop by Marsh. He fires on the run and a scoop on the backhand by Lee Negebauer. Nice play by Dylan Marsh up the middle from his second base position, moving to his right for out number 1. Brings up Dalton Berg, the right fielder. Berg, a left-handed bat. And he looks that ball 1 up and away. The 1-0. High fly ball center field. Jed Jensen roams straight back. He's underneath of it though. He has a play. And he makes a grab high above his head for round number 2. Quickly. 2 up, 2 gone for the Premier West Cardinals. Brings up Owen Randall, the first baseman. Randall bats from the right side. The first pitch is on the outside edge, called strike 1. 1 strike on Randall. Anderson shakes off a sign, now comes set the 0-1. Breaking ball, slow roller back to Anderson. Underhand flip it to Negebauer in time, out number 3. A very quick inning for Wyatt Anderson and the Hardhats. We head to the bottom of inning number 2, 3-0 Rapid City. When we return on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore has provided a full range of legal services for over 40 years in Rapid City. As one of the largest and highly respected law firms in western South Dakota and multi-state region, our expert team of diversified attorneys offer a very personalized style of legal representation. Whether it's support and recommendations with legal documents or the strongest proponent in a court of law, trusting who you hire as your advocate is vital in achieving the best results. Contact the experienced professionals today at Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore Attorneys at Law.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Adam Birch alongside you in the press box, bringing you Hardhats baseball on Hardhats TV and 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. Final game of the Firecracker tournament. Rapid City with a 3-0 lead over Premier West. We head to the bottom of the second. Phil Bentz to lead things off. It's the catcher, the shortstop Wilson Kiefer, then the top of the order, the center fielder Jed Jensen. A fly ball, shallow right field, Dalton Berg underneath of it, and he makes the grab on the run, out number 1. So Bentz down on 1 pitch. Brings up Wilson Kiefer. Kiefer bats for the first time, and he scores the bunt, drops it down the third base line. That'll stay fair. Tough play for Johnson, and he can't make it. He has no throw. Kiefer beats out an infield bunt single. Now Jed Jensen, runner on first, 1 gone. Jensen struck out to lead off the bottom of the first. The Hardhats ended up scoring 3 runs in that first inning. Plenty of speed on first, and a pickoff move over to first. And Kiefer dives back in the throw from Huddle. Another pickoff move, and Kiefer back in, standing up. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Hardhats already. And what has been a struggle of a tournament to hit the ball for the Hardhats, they already have 4 hits through just an inning and a third. And 3 of the 4 hits came in the first. Ball 1 misses upstairs on Jensen. He's up on the count 1-0. Pickoff move over to first. Kiefer back in, standing up. Not too aggressive of a lead. The 1-0 to Jensen misses downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Jed Jensen, the leadoff man, he gets a start in center field. Zeke Varley given the day off. Mostly probably expected a pinch hit. High fly ball left center field. Long run for Jake Watkins. He's underneath of it now in center. And he makes the play out number 2.
Center field. Number 13, Marion Saylor.
Jensen just got underneath that one. Was a well hit. One center fielder flies out to the other. It's out number 2. So Kiefer still off of first. Here's a Marion Saylor. Drove one to the right field corner, ended up with a single because he missed first. And Saylor looks at ball 1 at his shoe tops. Snagged by the catcher, Hurdle. Huddle comes set kicks and deals and misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. Huddle, when these two teams played, needed 78 pitches. And this one a line drive, base hit in front of the right fielder. It rolls past him and rolls all the way to the wall. Berg misplayed that one, and Amarian Sailor's off for the races. He's in the third base. He will be content there with a triple and an RBI. It's 4-0 Hardhats here in the second. Boy, a sinking line drive for Amarian Sailor to the opposite field. And boy, if you misplay it, and short hop Dalton Berg basically just in front of his feet and bounced right past him. If you misplay it on this turf, good luck. Especially with Amarian Sailor at the plate, he's off and running. Brings up Dylan Marsh. Runner on third, 2 gone. Marsh thought about the first pitch, but lays off. It's ball 1 low. Kiefer off on the crack of the bat with 2 outs, and he scored easily. Marsh looks at a called strikeout or edge breaking ball. Hit the back door. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marsh reached on an error. Fly ball to left. His first time. 1-1 misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Decent crowd on hand for Independence Day at the ballpark. Nothing more American than American baseball. And American Legion baseball at that. 2-1 becomes 3 balls and a strike as Huddle misses low again. Harrison Good on deck. Into the line, the 3-1. Downstairs, bounced in front of the plate. Marsh on with a walk. Now Harrison Good. Runners on the corners for Harrison Good. He dropped down a bunt in his first at bat and beat it out for a single to load the bases. Sailor off of third, Marsh off of first. First pitch to Good, chop foul right at the plate, 0-1. Harrison Good batting .303 coming into tonight. A high energy player for this Hardhats club and pretty much a staple in the cleanup spot. 0-1 misses up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. An 807 OPS. 32 driven in for Harrison Good. And Huddle will just step off and stare down Marsh back to the first base bag. Pickoff move to first, and Marsh back in standing up. Always hold your breath a little bit on a pickoff move to first with a runner also on third. Because if that pickoff move goes haywire, it's automatically a run, basically. Good looks at a called strike 2 on the outside edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Very humid afternoon for baseball. A little bit of rain showers earlier during the championship game. Marsh takes off for second, a slow roller to third. Aiden Johnson on the ground, fields and fires to first, and it's off of the first baseman's glove. Harrison Good will reach on what will most likely be an infield single. Bang, bang play. And Marsh ends up at third. Another run in to score. It's 5-0 Hardhats. And now Premier West coach coming out to chat with our field umpire, Yogi Milslego, along with our home plate umpire, arguing something at first with Harrison Good and maybe a potential collision with the first baseman, Owen Randall. It looked like it was a bang-bang play, and Randall's glove might have moved into the baseline area. Whatever the discussion was about, it falls on deaf ears. And it'll bring up Lee Negebauer. There's 2 outs. It's ruled an error. The 3rd error in the column for Premier West. Make it the 4th error already. First pitch to Negebauer, hits the outside edge at the lower part of the zone, 0-1. Negebauer reached on a fielder's choice and then advanced the second on an error. Came in and scored. Also drove in a run. 0-1, a foul ball left side out of play, 0-2. Marsh off of 3rd, Good off of 1st. 2 outs and 2 strikes on Negebauer. Here it is. Negebauer chops one to short. He up and fires to first and dropped once again by the first baseman, Owen Randall. This one might be on Randall. A little bit of a low throw by the shortstop, Dale, but everyone's safe. Another error. And we'll see who they call that on. Either way, Negebauer reaches this one in E6. Now Alex Dietrich looks at ball 1 high. 6-0 Hardhats. Another run in to score that time. They do give the error to the first baseman, so an E3. And that's what I would have ruled it as well. Runner takes off for 3rd, and Harrison Good out at 3rd for out number 3. Hardhats gained 3 runs on 2 more hits, and a couple of big errors for Premier West. It's 6-0 Rapid City. We head to the top of the 3rd after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. A nice round of applause for all active and veteran military personnel in attendance here at the ballpark. Everyone taking a pause in the game to clap their hands as well. A great show of American pride here at the ballpark. Wyatt Anderson back to the mound for the Hardhats. A 6-0 lead for the Hardhats. 3 runs in each of the first 2 innings. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Premier West. A breaking ball high and playable for Amarian Sailor. Can of corn for him. He puts a squeeze on it for out number 1. Mata out on 2 pitches. Brings up Carson Gabbert, the second baseman. Gabbert bats from the right side, as did Mata. First pitch, a strike across the belt, 0-1. 1 out, nobody on. Hardhats out hitting Premier West 5-1. The 0-1, a little blooper of a line drive foul off the netting above Jake Watkins in the on-deck circle. 0-2 the count runs. Anderson ready, and the 2-strike pitch. Down and away, back to the backstop. Benson tried to block that ball. So just a ball and 2 strikes on Carson Gabbert, the 9 spot. Anderson set, kicks and deals the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him to go down swinging, out number 2. Second strikeout of the ball game for Wyatt Anderson. Brings up the top of the order in Jake Watkins. Watkins walked to lead off the ball game, and Anderson misses inside with a breaking ball to the left-handed bat, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. 1-0, high, ball 2. 6-0 post 22. Top of the third, the 2-0 misses down and away, ball 3. So 3 balls and no strikes. Anderson trying to regain the strike zone. And a 3-0. Taking all the way, it's a strike on the fastball at the knees. 3 balls and a strike. Get me over fastball that time. Here's the 3-1. And it's popped up shallow left field. Amarian Sailor comes in, but it's Wilson Kiefer. But now it's Amarian Sailor who makes the grab, out number 3. Premier West goes down in order, and they trail 6-0 to post 22 as we return in just a few moments on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Adam Birch alongside you, ready to bring you the bottom of inning number 3. Rapid City with a 6-0 advantage over Premier West. That score on the State Farm scoreboard insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. Alex Dietrich was at the plate when Harrison Gould was thrown out to end the second, so he bats a fresh at-bat here in the third. And he fouls the first pitch away, 0-1. Dietrich, Henney, and Phil Benz Just hit here in the third, a line drive right at the shortstop and Blake Dale, and he makes the grab out number 1.
The third baseman, number 25, Riker Henny.
Here's Riker Henny. He popped out in foul territory. His first trip at the plate. I believe the very young Willis Lemmer down to the bullpen for the Hardhats. I'd only ask Wyatt Anderson to go his 3 innings that he has. The 1-0 on Henny, swing and a miss. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on for the Hardhats. They failed to get the leadoff man on each time. This one chopped down the third base line, foul, 1-2. But they've scored 3 runs in each of the first 2 innings. Wind the kick and the pitch, the 1-2, swung on and missed. Henny goes down on strikes for out number 2.
Number 21, Philip Benz.
Second strikeout for Riker Henny. And it brings up Philip Benz. He flied to right to start the second inning. He looks at ball 1 up and away. The Hardhats' young catcher comes into play, batting 191. A little bloop shot in right field, and it hangs up into a sliding grab and into the glove of Dalton Berg. He robs Benz of a hit, and that's out number 3. So the Hardhats go down in order in their third. We head to the fourth after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Top of inning number 4 here at Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark, Dave Blue Field in Rapid City. And the end of the Firecracker tournament, the 47th annual, winding down. Already in inning number 4, and Wyatt Anderson hits the zone, a called strike 1 on Toby Trujillo. 2, 3, and 4 to bat against Anderson. The 0-1, breaking ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trujillo, Hurdle, and Blake Dale. 1-1 misses downstairs, 2 balls and a strike. In the middle of those 3 gentlemen has the lone hit for Premier West. That's Max Hurdle. 2-1 misses outside, 3 balls and a strike. Anderson to Toby Trujillo. (3-1) strike on the inside edge, and now 3-2. Benz ready, Anderson kicks and deals. The payoff is a fly ball to center field. Jed Jensen over to his left. He makes a grab out number 1 of the 4th. Brings up the catcher, Max Hurdle. As mentioned, the lone hit in this ball game. And that'll be all for Wyatt Anderson. He gives the ball to Coach Clapperich. Maybe on a pitch count limit as well. At 37 pitches, he exits with a round of applause and several taps of his hard hats by his teammates. And we'll see the young Willis Lemmer. And we'll take a step aside and let Willis throw his warm-up pitches. And we'll be back right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Model Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales, Service, and Recreation. Willis Lemmer to the mound for the Hardhats, making his hard hat debut here today at the Firecracker tournament. And he steps off to allow his outfielders to return to their respective positions. Lemmer out of the wind. He kicks and deals. The first pitch to Max Hurdle, a called strike 1-1. So Anderson finishes at 39 pitches. He could have gone up to 45 to only need 1 day rest. And popped up right side. Foul territory. Negebauer gives chase. He runs out of room. 0-2 on Hurdle. So Wyatt Anderson will be eligible to pitch in Pier as well as Palmer Jacobs. The 0-2. Strike 3 called at the top of the zone. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. First strikeout for Willis Lemmer in his hard hat career. And it comes via the backwards K. Brings up Lake Dale. Cleanup man bats with 2 outs and nobody on, and Lemmer hits the top of the zone, a called strike 1. Willis Lemmer this season at the Expos junior varsity level. The 0-1 down and away, even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 32 2/3. 14 appearances, 2 starts. 29 hits, 25 runs, 14 earned runs, 24 strikeouts to 19 walks, and an even 3 ERA. 1-1 fouled back to the backstop, 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Blake Dale. The shortstop went down looking in his first at-bat against Wyatt Anderson. Lemmer into the wind and the 1-2. Breaking ball, foul tipped into the glove of Philip Bentz. Great start to Willis Lemmer's hard hat career. And he strikes out both batters he faces. Pumped into the dugout. The Hardhats will bat in their half of the 4th after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Bottom of inning number 4, and a 6-0 advantage for the Post 22 Hardhats out of Rapid City over Premier West. Hardhats looking to finish off strong here at the Firecracker. A win last night, their first win, and trying to go 2 in a row. Their losing streak ended at 4 games, and that tied their longest of the season. Way back at the start of the season, those games in Cheyenne, and of course both 6 a very talented ball club of their own. Wilson Kiefer to lead things off 9-1-2, and Huddle misses downstairs for all 1. Kiefer dropped down a bunt and beat it out for a single. Third baseman Aiden Johnson creeping in, and Kiefer does not score the bunt. Anytime that third baseman is playing back, Kiefer always a threat to drop down that bunt. He loves to drop it down and drops it down fair pretty consistently. The 2-0. Downstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. Kiefer batting .283 coming into play. The 3-0 wind from Huddle. Downstairs, ball 4, a 4-pitch leadoff walk by Wilson Kiefer. He's on base for the second time and remains 1 for 1 on the ball game. Jed Jensen the bat from the right side. He's 0 for 2. Struck out to start the bottom of the first and flied to center his last trip. First pitch to Jensen, bounces off the plate, snagged by the catcher Hurdle. And it's just ball 1. Kiefer still off of first. Huddle set, a pickoff move to first, and Kiefer back in, standing up. Jensen still awaiting his 1-0. Setting the 1-0. Strike across the belt, 1 ball, 1 strike, and out of the head by Jed Jensen. Now he's ready for that one. Fastball that time from Huddle. The 1-1. Chopper left side. Backhand stop by the shortstop Dale. He'll fire first. It's not in time. Jensen beats it out. It's an infield single, and Jensen into the hit column for the first time. So Jensen 1 for 3, and it brings up Amarian Saylor. He's 2 for 2 already in this ball game. First pitch to Saylor, bounces in front of the plate, blocked by Max Hurdle. Ball 1. Runners on first and second, nobody out. 6-0 the advantage for the Post 22 Hardhats. We're in the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 from Huddle. Runners take off for third, and it's a line drive base hit into the left field corner. 1 run comes in to score easily. Here comes Jensen being sent around third. He will score as well, and it's another double for Amarian Saylor. Just walking his way into second base. 2 runs come across. It's 8-0 Rapid City. Boy, Amarian Saylor, don't look now, folks, but he has 3/4 of the cycle in 3 at-bats. A single in the first, a triple in the second, and now a double in the 4th. Wonder if he realizes that. First pitch to Dylan Marsh, a base hit through the gap on the left side. Amarian Saylor being sent around third. The throw comes in, it's cut off. The throw to the plate, not in time. Marsh, an RBI single, and it's 9-0 Post 22. And now Harrison Good. And Good will likely see a different pitcher. Might be the end of the day for Dylan Huddle. Talking to by the Premier West coach. And we'll see what they decide. The coach for Premier West, Derek Hines, still talking with his entire infield. And after the long meeting, he will keep Dylan Huddle in this ball game. There's still nobody out. And a 9-0 advantage for the Post 22 Hardhats on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick over Premier West. The Bats have come alive here today, and that's a lot of momentum that the Hardhats have needed. First pitch to Harrison Good, down and away, ball one. Harrison Good 1 for 2, a single. When he dropped down a bunt in the first, he reached on an error his last trip in the second. Pickoff move to first, Marsh back in standing up. Runner on first, nobody out. 9 runs on 8 hits, 4 Premier West errors. Setting the 1-0. A strike right below the belt, 1 ball and 1 strike. And again, Huddle faced these Hardhats in game 1 for these two teams at the Firecracker and pitched well, but now the Hardhats a little bit more confidence at the plate after last night's win, and seeing Huddle for another time have 8 hits against him. The 1-2 to Good, bouncer up the third base line, and rolls foul. Ball and 2 strikes, the count remains. Some clouds moving in overhead, and very dark clouds behind me. The 1-2, high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Keep in mind, folks, I am set up down the first base line, so anything really behind me expected to move in across the ballpark. Bouncer up the middle, snagged by the second baseman to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. Marsh out on the fielder's choice. Gabbert to Dale, the short flip. So that's just out number 1. Now Lee Negebauer. Negebauer 0 for 2, a fielder's choice and an error. Pickoff move to first. Harrison Good back in, standing up. And Negebauer still waiting his first pitch of his third at bat. He scored a run and drove in a run in the first inning. Long pause, and Huddle delivers. It's blocked in the turf. The throw down to second, wild, and Good slides in safely on the wild pitch. Runner on second, 1 out. The 1-0 from Dylan Huddle. A line drive, hooking left field side. It drops in front of the left fielder, Trujillo. Good being held at third, and Negebauer will be content with a 1-out single. Most of the storms right now are either right at the Wyoming border or well into Wyoming still, to the west of Newcastle. So nothing in the immediate area right now for anything to threaten this ball game And another delay. Alex Dietrich, a high fly ball to center field. Jake Watkins makes the grab. Harrison Good tags and scores. It's 10-0 Hardhats on the sacrifice fly and the RBI.
The batter, number 25, Riker Henny.
And it'll bring up Riker Henny. Henny bats from the right side. He's 0 for 2. Popped out in foul territory to first and struck out. First pitch to Henny, waved at and missed, 0-1. So Nagebauer at first, 2 gone. And he pops the bat off his back right shoulder and awaits the 0-1 and fouls it straight back off the awning and just about back in play. 0-2 on Riker Henny. And then he looks at ball 1 outside. Huddle set and the 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes, a runner on second, 2 gone. Catcher Hurdle having a little bit of discussion after that pitch with our home plate umpire. Line drive, base hit in front of the left fielder. Riker Henny into the hit column for the first time tonight. He's 1 for 3. So Nagebauer to second. And it brings up Phil Bentz, the 9th man to come to the plate in this inning for the Hardhats. There are 2 men out. First and second, 2 gone. First pitch to Bentz, a bouncer to short. Up with it, Blake Dale. He fires across in time, out number 3, and Bentz down on 1 pitch. That ends the 4th. The Hardhats score 4, and it's 10-0. We head to the 5th. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. We head to the top of the 5th, 10-0, the advantage for the Post 22 Hardhats. On the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. That score over Premier West, the Cardinals. These 2 teams appearing to be going to split their little 2-game set in Rapid City, the first game and the last game of the tournament. First pitch, a breaking ball called strike 1 from Willis Lemmer. He's back to the mound after recording the final 2 outs of the 4th. He struck out those first 2 batters he faced. And a little pop-up right side, and Lee Nagebauer over, and he can't make the grab up against the fence. So it's just strike two. No balls and 2 strikes to count on Aiden Johnson. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Premier West. Lemmer into the wind and the 0-2. A line drive, base hit in front of Amarian Sailor in left field. So Johnson on with a single. Brings up Dalton Berg. Lemmer, his first action in a Hardhats uniform. It's the varsity level. Set, and he misses outside, ball 1. Runner on first, nobody out. Set at his right ear, side steps and deals, and a bouncer right side foul up the first base line. Left-handed bat at the plate. Dalton Berg, he's 0 for 1, flying to center his first trip. Lemmer set once again, and the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Johnson at first, not really a threat to steal. Two, 1. Line drive hangs up into the glove of Amarian Sailor. That's out number 1. Sailor right in that spot where he was positioned. Kind of a line out, fly out for out number 1. Here's Owen Randall. First baseman bats from the right side, 1 out, 1 on, and pops the first pitch foul out of play. No balls and a strike on Randall. He's 0 for 1. Just a weak bouncer back to the pitcher in the second inning against Wyatt Anderson. The 0-1. High fly ball to left field, shallow left field. In is Amarian Sailor. Out is Wilson Kiefer, and Kiefer makes the grab for out number 2. Now A.J. Mata. Mata flied to left his first time at the plate. That's where both of the 2 balls, actually 3 balls in this inning have gone. Bouncer right back to Willis Lemmer on the mound, and he fires the first in time, out number 3, and that'll be the ball game. Hardhats victorious 10-0 over Premier West, and actually Premier West was ready to retake the field, but it will be the end of the ball game. So they'll shake their hands. So we'll take a 30-second step aside and come back for our Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome to the Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show. Pioneer Bank and Trust is proud to support local sports, and they want to be your trusted partner for all your banking needs. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local. Visit pioneerbankandtrust.com. The Hardhats hit the ball well today, finish the Firecracker tournament, and score 10 runs on 10 hits. And now the question is, where were these bats the rest of this tournament? It's great momentum moving forward. They finished strong in front of a nice crowd on Independence Day, but the question will be, where in those 4 straight losses, where was this offense earlier in this tournament? Final line score in this one. The Hardhats jumped on the board in the first inning. 3 runs in the first, 3 more runs in the second, and then 4 in the fourth inning. And that's how they got to the 10-0 margin. They recorded the final 3 outs in the top of the 5th and just allowed 2 Premier West hits. 1 in the very first inning and 1 in the 5th inning, and both singles. So great performance by really everyone here today, all around for the Hardhats. Every single Hardhats, except for 1, reached base at least once in this ball game. So great all-around performance for the Hardhats against Premier West in the final game of the Firecracker here, the 47th annual Firecracker tournament. So today's player of the game is sponsored by Claiborne, Los, and Sabres. Whether it's divorce, injury, or a business dispute, when you need someone to step up for you, the law office at Claiborne, Los, and Sabres is always ready. Just Google Claiborne, Los, and Sabres in Rapid City. And Amarian Saylor, kind of the easy favorite for the player of the game today. 3 for 3, 3/4 of the cycle, a single in the first, a triple and an RBI in the second, and a 2-run double in the fourth. He had 3/4 of the cycle, and it would have been more extra bases if he hadn't just missed the first base bag in his first at-bat, and he had to go back to first to make it a single. Otherwise, he would have been out if they appealed. So Amarian Saylor, today's Claiborne, Los, and Sabres player of the game. Hardhats victorious 10-0 over Premier West. They finish 2-4 at the Firecracker tournament and place 7th here at the 47th annual. Their record now improves to 31-20 on the season. So the Hardhats set their sights now on Pier Post 8, the 8s. They will travel to Pier on Wednesday evening, and at least on the schedule for right now, they are only scheduled to play 1 game in Pier against the 8s, and that'll be scheduled first pitch for 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And we'll have that for you right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. So until then, my name is Adam Birch. Have a wonderful rest of your Independence Day, and we hope you have a happy and safe Independence Day as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and good night.